Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of The Wandering Turnip explores the ridiculous things that are for sale on the UK property market at the moment, things you could buy today if you wanted to. And I think I found the most ridiculous thing I'll ever have seen, and I'm actually going to view it. I'm actually going to get over to it now. It is an abandoned island in Wales. It's got everything that I love. It's got abandoned property on it. It's really remote and hard to get to, and we are going to do it. We're going to go there today. But anyway, I'll show you the listing for the island now before we get there. Okay, so here is the listing for the island for sale on Rightmove. Look at that, it's an island. It's absolutely an island, and it is on for £350,000 guide price. Now, I don't know if someone will pay that for it, or maybe it will go for more. Who knows? But let's have a look. What does it say? It says a unique opportunity to acquire a picturesque private island. It's 17.74 acres. Let's have a look at some of the pictures. So there's property on this island, which we will get in and have a look round. But first, we've got to get to the island, and that's the tricky part. So if you were to buy this island, it would be incredibly hard to take supplies, building materials, food, literally anything, because it is controlled by the tides in this estuary. Crossing tidal estuaries like this can be very, very dangerous, and you should not do it unless you have great knowledge of the tides. My mate lives just nearby, who has spent his life growing up around this area and knows the tide patterns and the ground really well. So just a word of warning, don't be daft. Be prepared when you're viewing things like a remote island, but I'm so excited. So yeah, at some point, it's early morning at the moment, but 2 p.m.'s high tide today, so this will all be covered with the rising sea going all the way back there. And when that happens, and you're living on your island, you're stuck there for roughly 6 hours. Beautiful day, isn't it? Right, here we go. Arriving at what might be your island. And as I said, it's got property on it. And I think I can see one already, just up here. Wow. So we've made it to the island, and look, already I've found what is one of the properties that is still standing on the island. It's not in a great shape, but it is a dwelling. Here it is. Let's go in and have a look around. So this place is in need of a little bit of modernisation, but what's cool is it does come with a fridge. Oh, so what's pretty crazy is there's a fridge, there's a sound system there, so I wonder if someone's, well, probably brought generators over. Tin of Beans vinyl player, look at that, old vinyl player there. It looks like someone potentially has been living here or inhabiting the island in some form anyway. Just goes on and on. Look at that there, it's like a fuse box. Wow. This place is crazy. So you could have this as like a nice garage, get that door down, drive your car in there. That'd be nice. You got your cooker, get that wired up, that's nearly ready to go. This. It's hard to fully show you what it looks like, but it's a beautiful stone cottage. So this is the place that I showed you at the start of the property. Now, apparently it was lived in until the 1960s. But before we go inside, I just want to show you what it says about this on the actual listing, because this might be where you're living if you buy the island. So it says, it is a traditional stone farmhouse. It is in a picturesque position on the eastern shore. No one can deny that. However, it does require comprehensive renovation throughout and planning consents. So who knows what you can actually do with it. So I'll just remind you that this costs £350,000. And I'm not just talking about the house. I'm talking about the house, the outhouses that I've just shown you, and the entire island. £350,000. Thoughts on that? Whoa. No way. It's got an Aga. Look at that. This is so cool. Little bathroom here. So this place would be great for a first-time buyer, someone looking for a bit of a project on their hands, someone who wants to learn as they go. We call it a doer-upper. Now, I love nothing more than estate agent lingo, and I was just riffing there, but I'm pretty much bang on. This is what they've called it on the listing. An exciting and rare opportunity to restore and enhance a characterful dwelling in an exceptional setting. I'll give them the exceptional setting. It really is wonderful. However, characterful dwelling, as always, and keep an eye out for this, means the house has had no work done to it for decades. It's impossible to do anything with because of planning permission, and it's structurally fucked. But even with all that knowledge, I thought maybe £350,000 is a bargain for all this. What we need to do is we need to go to London and compare it to a property there. Something for £350,000 in London before we make our final decision. And this is what I found. It's a flat. It's in London. It's on for £350,000, the same price as the island. And this is the floor plan of it. So it's basically a corridor. It's less flat and more hallway. But I love this bit on the listing as well because it's clearly a flat, and yet under property type, they still put house. They're still calling this a house. £350,000. Let's go have a look at some photos though, because this is truly tiny. It's one of those studios where the bed folds out. So that's also your living room, and that's also your bedroom. I'll show you what I mean on a video. So here is walking into what could be your £350,000 apartment. There's your kitchen. There's your bedroom, and there's where your bed would fold out. 350 grand. So with all this knowledge, and even though I know that the island is a logistical nightmare and going to be incredibly hard to do anything with, I still think if I had to, I'd buy the island. I'd take the cottage. I'd take the risk. I don't want to live in that house in London for 350 grand. Right, but let's go explore more of the actual island. We've seen the properties that come with it. I mentioned the garage as well, but if you don't drive, there is a train station just over there, which is great if you're a commuter. You do have to thumb it down. You have to thumb it down to stop, but super easy access to all the big cities. You're fine. Check out this as well. A bit of cable. Don't know what that cable is. Power, water. Right, we need fibre optic. You got great broadband here on the island. Right, let's try and get up there. So there's the house we just visited down there. My word, trying to get to the top of this island. I can see why they built at the bottom. Oh my God.
So you can see from the footage and hear from the footage how much I'm struggling to get about on the island. And it says this on the listing. It says, the land has become overgrown in places and would benefit from grazing and general land management, which basically means bring your own sheep.
And here we are at the top of what? Give me a second. Here we are at the top of the island. If it's peace that you're after, if it's remoteness that you're after, if it's a bit of a challenge to actually live, then this could be perfect for you. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of it? I do love it. It's incredible to explore. It'd be an absolute fucker to do anything with, but I'll leave that with you.
So the island was apparently a gift from Queen Anne in the 1700s, and that name, Ynys Gifftan, apparently translates to the island gift. Now, it also says on the listing, and the estate agents, I'll give it to them, they're not lying here, the island offers an expansive and unspoilt landscape with uninterrupted panoramic views across the coastline. What lies is the golden, sandy beaches with the Rhynog mountain range behind, providing a natural, striking backdrop. And I'll give it to him, it's absolutely incredible, and that could be you living right down there. Before you get too excited, though, I'll just give you a bit more information about the gaff. So, electricity, not connected. Water, mains was connected during the 1980s, however, the agents don't think the connection remains active. And drainage, it's a private drainage system, which roughly translates as, you'll be dealing with your own shit. So location-wise, I've told you it's in Wales, but it is near Portmeirion, and this is the estuary that it's in. The Afon David. I think it's Afon David. Dwarid. Someone correct me. But there is the island, obviously. That is what it would look like when the tide is in. I came when it's gone out for safety reasons. The good news is, when the tide is in, you can sail over all your building materials required, and you can keep the plasterer there until the tide goes back out to make sure he's finished.
Look at this as well. You've got this rugged cliff line. Serious bit of cliffage there, facing out to sea. Now, should maritime warfare properly kick off again on the English shores, like when we had pirates, I'd build my house up there. I'd get it up there. I'd move away from the shoreline and get it up there. But yeah, you are well protected. Look at that. Absolute beast of a fortress you could have up here. We once sailed the seas searching for gold, and now I've got an app that tells me when I've slept bad. What is the world? Right, there you go. There's your island for sale. I'll put in the Rightmove listing, and if anyone wants it, go check it out. You should buy it. But if this island hasn't done it for you, I'm going to show you a couple more islands that are for sale, which might tickle your fancy. I can't get to these ones due to logistics. This one was hard enough, but yeah, if you want an island, we're an island with some other lovely islands on it. Right, check them out.
Okay, so here is the next island for sale that I'm showing you, and this one is on for £50,000. What an absolute bargain. What a great price. It's up in Scotland. It's very rugged, this one. There is some sort of dwelling on there, sort of a rotund shed, so to speak. I'll tell you what I really like about this place, though. This island is called the Island of the Horse. What a fantastic name for an island. Now, there is a bit of a video, so let's have a little watch of this as well. As you can see, it's a bit more like a rock in some water. Now, I know that is the definition of an island, but it's very rocky. It might not be what you're looking for, but for £50,000, why not? You might as well. But maybe you've been saving your pennies recently and you want something a bit more lavish. So for 5.5 million, you don't get the Island of the Horse, you get the Island of Shauna. Look at this place. It's still in Scotland, and I mean, this is ridiculous, isn't it? This is absolutely incredible. I need to ring whoever is listing this and see if I can actually go there, because I could probably spend a week exploring this place. It looks absolutely unbelievable. It's got its own jetty, it's got ruins, it's got a beautiful fire, it's got an outhouse. I really, really want to go visit this place. What else does it say about this? So yeah, in Scotland, the Shauna Island, held by the same family for 80 years. Oh, wow. It is 1,110 acres for sale for 5.5 million. I bet that's a salmon farm down there. You can have your own salmon. So you're probably thinking, that's the most expensive island out there. That's ridiculous. Well, no. In my search for islands, I came across a website called Private Islands Incorporated, and it's probably mainly occupied by the rich and the famous and not me. But I just wanted to show you this. The most expensive island that you can buy at the moment, and it's on for US dollars 160 million. That's right, isn't it? 6 zeros. Yeah, 160 million US dollars. Now let's go have a look. It's in Thailand. Let's have a look at the photos. And I'm sorry, but that's not a 160 million pound photo for me, really. These photos blurry. They're blurry photos. That is insane. Look at that. It's pixelated. There's about 25 pixels on that photo. Oh my word. The rich and the famous do not know how to list property. This is crazy. Who's looking at that and going, yeah, I want to buy that property? That's a bit clearer, that. 160 million. What do you reckon? Right, out of all three, which... Oh, wait a minute. Is it four? Which is your favourite?